Hello everyone. Coffee. Having coffee after my long day. Um, I putting me up some lights over there uh, around my tree that I'm going to keep up all year round. I just love the lights. It's a fiber optic. So, and I'll show you a picture of it later after uh, uh, it's not dark time and everything. But uh, I tell you, it 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 gets tiring to be tired. I can remember a time, of course, and that was, I mean, what's going on with me is not because of my age, although y'all know I'm 81. Well, all of you don't know because a lot of you don't pay attention. Uh, but anyway, it's due to muscle syndromes and stuff like that, and I get really tired standing in certain places or walking. Of course, and you all know that I had that knee surgery and still trying to get both of my legs to have some uh, strength in them and the muscles. So I drink protein to help with that, and now I can do a little bit of strenuous exercises with my legs. So I think I'm going to start that, and and you know, a lot of you support me. A lot of you support me, and a lot of you have subscribed. And I don't know which ones. I mean, I can go in and see who subscribed and stuff, but when you come on and comment, I don't know whether you're subscribed or you stopped by and listened, and you don't like what you hear, so you start mouthing and running your mouth, and you don't even know what you're talking about. And so between that, now when I first started out with this channel, actually I was only doing it to have something to do. And then as it got going, it was making me money. But now here, it's died down because I will not do clickbait. And I try to put good enough titles up, and that people are going to want to listen and stuff. But this channel is about creating a tiny home for ourselves, wherever that may be. I mean, we can have a little one-room shack and build a tiny home out of that and make it beautiful. We can, which I have a camper. We can take a van. We can take our big house that we're living in and make several little homes out of it. And if it's yours, and rent out each one. I mean, there's different things we can do, but here's the thing that people don't understand. If you read the title, I mean not the title, read the channel name. Maybe you might understand. The channel name is Royalty Tiny Home Creators. We create. And how we create is with the God-given creativity and the power that He placed within us to get the things that we need for having a tiny home. But all of that mixed together. And I've had a few people come on and say, well, I thought this channel was about tiny homes. Well, did you even bother to read the name of the channel? So a lot of people don't understand when you say create that you're not just, you're using the power of God within you to live a good life, and let's get together with God and the talents and gifts that God give us, and our words, and speak into existence what we need to get what we need for our tiny home. And but and then of course dealing with people on the phone and stuff that um, one thing's completely their way. It's got to be their way or the highway, or they're going to be mean or whatever. And I'm tired. I'm wore out. I'm wore out with people. And I've been learning more and more about people because we all don't think alike, that's for sure. There was a Social Security guy on the other night. Now, he's on all the time, and he's a lawyer, and he knows what he's talking about. But he was describing people in general and how there's groups of people that think differently than others. And he was saying that, and he wasn't downing anybody or anything like that. He was talking about he wished that somebody could get Trump to understand that the people that are on food stamps and stuff, not all of them, he said, but Trump wants them to call Schumer or write Schumer a letter and demand that he opened back up the government. Well, the people that are down here, he said, on the lower scale of the income and stuff, they don't have time for that. They don't have a mindset to do that. Their mindset is something totally different than what middle class people are. Now, and something in me wants to say to him, although he's right. He's right, because I look at people sometimes, and my daughter, she's dealing with people trying to find them homes and stuff. You just want to stand there and shake your head. What are they thinking? But of course, and then you've got a few of them up there that are wealthy too, and they squander their money. So I say to myself, well, where am I at then? And she was saying it too. Well, where are we at in that then? You can't place us in the middle class. Well, now maybe my daughter and her husband together, yeah, but I'm certainly not. I'm not even on the poverty line. But I have middle class and wealth mindset that I'm working towards more and more and more. And but I don't want to sit down and I don't want to sit down and write the congressman a letter and open the government back up. And you'd say, well, why not? Because I don't care. I don't care. I have God the Creator. The Creator is going to provide me with everything I need. Always has. I've been in some pretty rough predicaments. I'm still here at 81. I'm not saying those predicaments weren't rough, but for some, God has placed such a wondrous humor in me that I can laugh while I'm laying on my bed so sick I can't even move. My daughter's like that. So no, we don't care what's going on out there. I mean, I'll speak to you guys about it so you'll know a little bit, and I'll try to give you a little bit of idea how I handle it. Mostly any issues that I have is sometimes with certain other people, and I don't even have an issue with them because I just look at them and it'll be all right. It'll be all right. And I say a little prayer for them. And if they don't like me, they don't like me. I mean, I would like for them to like me. I would like for us to be so compatible that we could be a companion for life. But if that's not the way it is, that's not the way it is. So, and that's just like, okay, let's say if I didn't let's say if I was on food stamps, and I knew ahead of time I wasn't going to get my food stamps, like so many other people knew this, I would have made some kind of preparations that I wasn't going to get my food stamps. And I would have took what money that I have coming in, I would have shuffled it around. You know the old saying, take from Peter to rob Peter to pay Paul. Well, I'd call an electric company up and say, hey, is it okay if I only pay this much this month? And my gas bill, is it okay if I only pay this much this month? As far as getting gas for my car, okay, how can I do less? Well, I'll do less running. Okay, I'll sit down, make a plan, and instead of making 15 trips to the store and to wherever, or I'll stop by the store to get what I need for groceries after work. You sit down and you strategize like that. That's what I do. That's like when I'm going someplace. I just don't drive blankly. Well, once in a while I do. Sometimes I wonder, well, how did I get here? Because I don't remember getting there. But for the most part, if I'm going someplace, I'm strategizing in my brain. Okay, if I go this way, I can stop here. If I go and then go and do the different stops, right? And so I'm planning ahead of time while I'm driving what road I'm going to take. If I got to go through an alley, what alley I'm going to take, whatever. So everybody was warned ahead of time that it was possible that there wasn't going to be no food stamps because of the government shutdown. And there are rules that prevent it because it's a system. People don't seem to understand that. They think things are going to happen right now. That's just like right now, okay? Congress did tell President Trump that he had to give the food stamps out. So the FDA, the U.S. FDA, however you say it, the the USDA said, but we're going to make it less giving money out for the food stamps. So even though maybe you're supposed to get $300 worth of food stamps this month, depending on how much you make, they're making new guidelines for who gets what. It's a process, folks. It just isn't going to happen in the blink of an eye. You don't have a baby in the blink of an eye. It's got to have 9 months to grow. They can't. They got to look at where all their money's at, or what programs are in and everything. And say, well, we have some over here that maybe we could take a little bit from there and put in here, because they certainly did not have way enough from the contingency funds. So everybody, it's a process. You got to understand it's a process. Life is a process. Me, I've been learning how much of a process it is. And me now, with my different difficulties and my idea of what I want my life to be, and all that has changed. So now I have to look at my whole life and say, well, how can I make it easier for me to live good, enjoy myself, and still be in a position where I can not only help myself, I can help other people, and run the house here, fix things up so I'm not so exhausted I don't feel like um, doing something for somebody else or even doing anything for myself. So everything is a process. And there's a whole lot of people out there that does not understand that. Well, even with some of my kids, they don't understand what it's like to be 81 and still wanting to live life and have a full, abundant life. And that means everything. I mean, we still have feelings, folks. We still want to mate. We still want uh, to be able to walk down the street and run and play and whatever, different things. And sometimes our kids can't understand that's we still want to do that. We don't want to sit here and lay down and die. And so, well, why do you got to do that, Miss Joyce? Oh, well, don't you think it would be better if you did this because of this or because of that? Well, maybe not. So, life certainly is a journey. And instead of jumping up and down, screaming and hollering, just sit calmly. Don't get mad at people. That conversation I had last night, I could have been hurt, maybe for a twinge, but I wasn't, and I quit striking back with horrible things saying to somebody. I'm not going to do that anymore. If you care about people, you're not going to do that. So, but it wore me out. I had to go to bed like 8 o'clock last night or something like that. I don't know. And then getting up through the night and going to the bathroom and um, getting up this morning, and it just it wore me out. But I still was able to not say horrible things to people. And that's just like all you people out there that are not getting your food stamps and aren't getting this and aren't getting that. Instead of using your energy to be mad at people, use your energy and the time that you would waste being mad at somebody by sitting and talking with the Creator God. And I know a lot of you don't believe that there's a Creator God, but we had to come from someplace, folks. Even the amoebas had to come from someplace. The little microbes, it had to come from someplace. So, anyway, that's what I felt like talking about at Coffee Talk. Like I said, I'm really tired. I'm going to get out of I'm going to get some comfortable, that's all, folks. I'm going to put some comfortable clothes on and heat up my coffee and just sit and relax. And you know what? I didn't want to say anything. I really didn't. But last night, I was so sad and everything over the conversation and stuff. And so I put on my CD with Brenda Lee and my headphones, and I sit there and listen to it while whoever was gabbing along, texting. And of course, naturally, it's making me sad. It's making me cry. Oh, us women are sad cases, aren't we? Aren't we? Now, come on, get real. We don't think enough of ourselves that we have to sit and beg somebody to love us. I don't think so. But I didn't think nothing of it last night, but I'm sitting here today. I come back from the store, I turned that same CD on, and I'm listening to that without headphones. And she's just, oh my God, I'll love you forever. Oh, I don't know what I would do if you was to ever leave me, and don't ever put me in a position where I can't be in your life. I mean, she's just going on and on and on and on. Oh my God. I begged one time, and that was for my first husband, and it wasn't for him not to leave me. It was for him not to go out drinking. I got down and on my hands and knees, grabbed him by the leg, and begged him not to go. Nope, nope, nope. I am not going to compromise my boundaries, my morals, anymore. I've done that in the past. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to do it anymore. And so, ladies, we do not have to beg anybody. And that's not just men either. We do not have to beg anybody for anything. That's just not just a relationship. That's everything. Men, you do not have to beg for nothing. We have the Creator. The Creator will give us what we need. But the Creator is within us, and we have to sit down and take the time to listen. So, that's enough for now. So, remember, a merry heart doeth good like a medicine, but a broken spirit will dry up your bones. And as a man thinks in his heart, that's Proverbs 23:7. As a man thinks, believes in his heart, that's the way he will go. So if you believe you're poor, destitute, and no good and rotten in it, that's the way you'll go. If you believe you're crazy, that's the way you'll go. If you believe you're wealthy, you'll finally work your way into being wealthy. That's the way it is. So if you believe you can or if you believe you can't, you're right either way. You all have a great day. Love y'all, even though half of you don't love me. So that's all right. I don't care. We'll talk later.